Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines.
New ICPC boss vows to work with sister anti-graft agencies in winning the war against corruption. Promises to always show up in court during prosecution. Jubilation among Nigerians as Tinubu slashes presidential entourage for foreign and local trips. Abuja street parliamentarians want public office holders to honorably resign once indicted.
I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. The Nigerian police force says it has received and begun investigations into the petition filed by Nigerian singer and songwriter Tiwa Savage against industry colleague David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, over alleged harassment and threats to life. This was confirmed by the Lagos State Police spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyin while confirming receipt of the petition by Tiwa Savage against the Grammy nominee. The petition was over an alleged threat to life and other actions that allegedly infringed on her fundamental human rights. This was seen in a copy of the petition Savage submitted to the Office of the Commissioner of Police in Lagos, dated January 9, 2024. In her petition, the singer accused Davido of threatening her since the day she posted a picture of one of his baby mamas, Sophia Momodu, on her Instagram status. According to Savage, she made the post on the 23rd December, which included herself and Sophia Momodu on her Instagram story, only for Davido to send a message to her that she was taunting him, and went on to utter very disrespectful, malicious, and derogatory words to her person. Savage said she, however, responded to David not to reach out to her in such a manner, especially as she feels like she has been there for him and his daughter Imade, and more importantly, when he lost his son. Feelers have it that Davido is upset with Savage because she chooses to maintain a relationship with Imade's mother, Sophia Momodu, who he is having issues with, and also painting the narrative to look like she was the aggressor. The newly appointed chairman, Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, says he is committed to realizing a future for Nigeria where the principles of integrity, accountability, and transparency are upheld in the day-to-day lives of Nigerians. The new ICPC helmsman made this known Wednesday at a one-day interactive session with journalists in Abuja. Clearview's correspondent was there and now tells us more.
Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu was appointed as the fifth substantive chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, by President Bola Tinubu on 17th October 2023. Since his assumption of office on 13th December 2023, the ICPC boss said he has come up with plans targeted at realizing the Commission's visions and aspirations for the country. At his maiden interaction with members of the press this Wednesday in Abuja, the ICPC boss reiterates his commitment to steer the affairs of the Commission differently from his predecessors.
First thing, I will consolidate of what they did, and I will improve. But my area of focus is the issue of technology. Because in this era, you cannot do anything without technology. That's what I will ensure, that ICPC is digitized so that our work that we are going to do will going to be at least efficient, because the work is not easy, and without technology you cannot be efficient. The second issue is that I want to run a commission which is transparent and inclusive. I want to engage Nigerians, especially the youth. I want to bring them on board in the fight against corruption, because the future belongs to them, and if we do not fight corruption by bringing youth, I think there'll be a problem.
He added that one of the steps he would be taking to improve the system is to always be in court during the prosecution of persons charged with corruption by the ICPC, while working with sister agencies in the fight against corruption.
The fight against corruption demands a collaborative, multi-sectoral, transcendent approach. The capabilities of single entity. As the new chairman of the ICPC, a key focus of my tenure will be to foster such collaboration, recognizing that corruption's multifaceted nature affects every level of society. Our strategy involves engaging diverse stakeholders, which include the media, the civil society, private sector, and international partners to pool perspective, expertise, and resources. In line with this commitment, the ICPC is actively enhancing interagency cooperation. A recent example of this is our recent visit to the EFCC yesterday, and this afternoon we are convening a meeting with the Code of Conduct Bureau. All these are significant steps in strengthening our collaborative efforts. By uniting forces and sharing resources, we aim to intensify our collective fight against corruption, paving the way for a more transparent and accountable Nigeria.
Speaking earlier, ICPC spokesperson Azuka Ogugwa said the interactive session with the media was aimed at getting the media and members of the public on board on the visions and aspirations of the Commission in the ongoing fight against corruption in the country.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has ordered the immediate slash of travel expenditure of all government officials, including presidency, by 60%. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, made the announcement on Tuesday while briefing State House reporters at the presidential villa Abuja. He said this was part of the cost-cutting measures of the presidency. According to him, while the number of persons to travel with the president on local trips has now been cut to 25. Those to go with him on foreign engagements has also been cut down to 20 persons. The number of personnel to escort the Vice President, First Lady, and wife of the Vice President have also been cut down considerably. There have been commendations from Nigerians following the policy. The Fiscal Responsibility Commission is set to receive a 2-week technical assistance mission from the International Monetary Fund (IMF). The training, which started this Wednesday in Abuja, the nation's capital, is expected to enhance the Fiscal Responsibility Commission's capacity to perform its statutory functions of monitoring and enforcing financial responsibility in Nigeria. Clearview News' Imefono Okon filed in the report.
Commenting on the importance of the program, the chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Victor Moroka, expressed delight at the prospect of the enhanced capacity of the FRSC officials, adding that the training will enable the Commission to do more to support the management of the economy under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
We have the privilege of this training for International Monetary Fund, IMF. The program is AfriTac West 2. It's a special mission from IMF. The intention is to improve on the capacity of staff and management of Fiscal Responsibility Commission. The intention is to improve on the capacity, particularly in analytical of medium-term expenditure framework fiscal strategy paper. You know the role of Fiscal Responsibility Commission in the fiscal life of our country. So IMF, in their wisdom, think that part of what they should be doing to the Commission is to improve on the human resource of the Commission.
In their responses, the Regional Advisor Public Financial Management of the International Monetary Fund, Kubai Kassiani, And the Director, Parliamentary Office, Kenya, Martin Musele, said their mission in Nigeria is to provide training for staff and management. The training will serve as a guideline that will ensure government policies are carried out in line with the world standard.
We're not coming to, to deal with the way you are running your system and country, and we provide, what we do here is we provide targeted development support or capacity development support. So we're not going to be looking at whether your macroeconomic governance is currently credible or not. That's not our responsibility when we're here. So what we are looking at is merely to provide targeted capacity development for you to be able to improve and work better.
So to me, I'm just glad to be here, just to want to appreciate and understand the workings of the Commission, as well as looking at the key documents, addressing some of the challenges Africa is facing at large, from public investment, from reporting, from ensuring there's compliance to key fiscal responsibility principles, among other things.
The chairman of the Fiscal Responsibility Commission, Victor Moroka, therefore used the occasion to commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his bold and fiscal reforms and practical in the war against corruption in recent times.
Well, I'm not looking at it specifically at the suspended minister. I look at it that Mr. President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has made a bold statement on the practical approach to the fight against corruption. He has demonstrated in the real terms that fighting corruption is real. He has sent out messages to every public official in Nigeria today, including his ministers, public officials, all of us, that he's not playing about fighting corruption.
The Fiscal Responsibility Commission is an independent statutory body established by the Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007 to promote prudent management of the nation's resources, ensure long-term macroeconomic stability, and ensure greater accountability and transparency in fiscal operations within the medium-term fiscal policy framework. Imefon Okun, reporting for Clever News.
Away from the FCT, the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Philip Shaibu, has expressed his sense of betrayal by his principal, Godwin Obaseki, for not backing his candidature in the upcoming 2024 governorship election. Shaibu, who claimed that he was persuaded to be the Deputy Governor to Obaseki, said he added value to his principal's government in terms of political structure and his finances. Speaking during a television interview this Wednesday, the People's Democratic Party's governorship aspirant said he was hurt that Obaseki was supporting an outsider instead of him. However, he didn't name who the outsider is, stressing that he actually didn't want to be a deputy governor, having been comfortable in the House of Representatives. According to him, it took almost 1 month to get him to accept to be the Deputy Governor of Edo State, and since then he has been adding value to the ticket of Obaseki, who he declared was not known and he was not one of the politicians. Speaking further on his perceived betrayal, he quoted a scripture saying, "The heart of man is desperately wicked." He declared that when he sees what the governor is doing, the verse now makes meaning to him. Shaibu also boasted of how he supported the second-term bid of the governor with his finances, including how they both got the ticket of the PDP. Shaibu is from Edo North Senatorial District, the same district as the ex-governor of the state, Adams Oshiomhole. The deputy governor has been having a running battle with his principal over his political ambitions. Shaibu had earlier asked an Abuja High Court to stop Obaseki and members of the State House of Assembly from impeaching him at the peak of the dispute. He later withdrew the case. With the recent resignation of the president of Harvard University after she faced criticism over allegations of plagiarism and her handling of anti-Semitism on campus, Nigerian leaders have been advised to learn from other countries of the world and resign honorably once there are traces of scandals labeled against them, to avoid widespread humiliation that is common today among some political office holders. This advice is coming in the wake of series of indictments in the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Clearview News' Imefon Okon, who filed in this report, tells us more.
Recently, the president of Harvard University, Claudine Kay, resigned honorably after she was criticized following reports that surfaced alleging that she did not properly cite scholarly sources in academic work. Gay was also engulfed by scandal after she declined to say unequivocally whether calling for genocide of Jews violated Harvard's code of conduct. More than 70 lawmakers, including 2 Democrats, called for her resignation, while a number of high-profile Harvard alumni and donors had called for her departure. Still, more than 700 Harvard faculty members had signed a letter supporting Gay. The universities covering Harvard Corporation backed her after appearance before Congress, but did criticize her response to the October 7 attack in Israel as the campus community reacted to the war in Gaza. Many Nigerians who applauded Claudine Kay bold step of bowing out of the university campus want Nigerian leader to borrow a leaf from the president of Harvard University to help state standard in Nigeria's polity. The set of Nigerians want a culture of responsiveness and owing up among public office holders once they are inducted. The case of the Harvard Dawn is a common sight in the advanced world where integrity of leaders are always put to test.
Because there is no law in this country. There is no law. There is no law. Because these people, they think they are bigger. They think they are the boss. And, in other countries, there's always check. There is check. This one will check this one. The other one will check this one. Who is checking FCC? Nobody. You should not just be lying to ourselves. It cannot work. You need to forget all this amending. Let's just come back and sit on the table. Yes, you amend all these things. Else, there will not be a future for we youth. That's just a fact. Africa will see they far away now. We are not developed like you cannot talk about advanced. Advanced countries are different. They content with what they have. Well, here we are too greedy now. We need to accumulate more. The best thing, if we really will know God, we can stop corruption. But everybody is pretending now. Religious, everybody's love one another. I need you, you need me. No one again. Because there's love that I need you. Also, you also need me. But this time around, nothing like that. Everybody want to accumulate all.
The laws are there. They are well established on the consequences of corrupt leaders or whatever, or persons. So, but in this part of the world, we don't really human beings or individuals seems to be kind of being placed ahead of institutions like the Constitution. So it's all about the sacred cows being spared and the common man being handled the way it's supposed to be.
If Mr. A have done it before, why do you expect Mr. B to do it, to do different thing? Mr. B will also do the same thing. So it's the system. The system is messed up. If we can eradicate that, that thing that is happening in the system, of course, in other countries, once you're found guilty, you resign before the public or whoever start asking you to resign. But here, it doesn't function that way. It's a system. The whole thing boils down to the system. The system is just corrupt.
Because the system is not working. The system is not working. Down to the market seller, there's no workable system. We don't have a system that works. Go to Singapore, go to Hong Kong, go to the West, America, Europe, the UK, and the rest of those world powers. If they are found culpable, they resign because they know the implication.
Yes, because, their law is so deep in the sense that, it is better for the person to put hold, to resign. Because if you insist to push forward, their law, they are subjected into the law in the sense that it may even affect their family people. Not only the person who has, done the corruption. So they have that understanding. Their understanding is quite different from we Nigerians. it is understanding that, always create them the platform to think of putting resignation. But in the Nigerian man, the way we are, I don't really know. It's only God that will change us.
Gay, 53, was born in New York to ancient immigrants, and she is a professor of political science who in July became the first black president of 368-year-old Harvard University in Cambridge. At time was the shortest presidency in the university's history. Imefon reporting for Clearview News.
If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. Remember, your life does not get better by chance. It gets better by your continuous effort. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja has confirmed the arrest of a soldier who insulted Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State in a viral video. Sanwo-Olu had on January 2nd ordered the arrest of a soldier and some Okada riders for driving against the traffic on the Lagos-Badagry Expressway. The governor gave the order while returning from Lagos State University, Ojo, where he had gone to inaugurate a project sponsored by Femi Gbajabiamila, Chief of Staff to President Bola Tinubu. Reacting to the governor's action, a soldier, in a widely shared video on Thursday, criticized Sanwo-Olu for labeling a soldier useless in front of bastard civilians in court. Speaking Tuesday after the commissioning of an officers' mess in Enugu State, Lagbaja condemned the soldier, who was caught by Governor Sanwo-Olu driving against traffic on one way, saying his conduct did not represent the entire Nigerian army. Now, at least 20 persons were killed in a boat accident in Andoni Waterways in Andoni local government area of Rivers State. This was revealed in a statement issued this Wednesday by the executive chairman of Andoni local government area, Erastus Awotu, who expressed his shock at the incident. The terrible incident, which occurred on Tuesday night, is said to have involved two passenger boats on their way to Boni, a nearby coastal council district. Awotu expressed his condolences to the victims' families and communities, lamenting that the sad tragedy occurred after successful festive events, including unification carnivals in the council region. He said the council is making attempts to save those who are still alive, provide first aid to the injured, and recover the bodies of the deceased from the river. On the foreign scene, Ecuador's president has ordered that criminal gangs be neutralized after days of violence culminated in an attack on a television studio. Masked gunmen broke into public television channel TC's live studio during a broadcast, forcing staff to the floor. Police made 13 arrests following the attack, which injured 2 employees. At least 10 people have been killed since a 60-day state of emergency began in Ecuador on Monday. The emergency was declared after a notorious gangster vanished from his prison cell. It is unclear whether the incident at the TV studio in Guayaquil was related to the disappearance from a prison in the same city of the boss of the Chonerios gang, Aldolfo Maquieras Villamar, or Fito as he is better known. President Noboa said on Tuesday that an internal armed conflict now existed in the country, and he was mobilizing the armed forces to carry out military operations to neutralize what he called transnational organized crime, terrorist organizations, and belligerent non-state actors. And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories.
New helmsman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, has promised to improve on the standards of his predecessors by working closely with other sister anti-graft agencies in winning the war against corruption. He also promised to always show up in court during prosecution of indicted persons. Nigerians in high spirit after Tinubu slashed presidential entourage for foreign and local trips by 60%. It was the talk of town in vendor stands and phone-in programs as most radio, television and the print media feasted on the new policy. We also told you that Abuja residents have bared their minds on the need for public office holders to resign immediately when indicted as practiced in advanced crimes. These street parliamentarians spoke up when Clearview News crew sought to find out the workability of the American model in the wake of series of corruption in Nigeria's Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation.
You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for watching. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.